Hello and welcome to my presentation and tutorial on the Freedom of Information Act and a tutorial on how to request information from a government agency. In this tutorial, we will talk about the Freedom of Information Act and how it allows citizens to request information from federal entities and how it encourages accountability through external processes, through transparency and allowing citizens to request information and kind of allow for the checks and balances to make sure that government entities are operating and doing what they're supposed to be doing. In this tutorial, we will request information and we'll go through that process through the Federal Emergency Management Agency under the umbrella of the United States Department of Homeland Security. And the information that we are going to request is individual claims information for victims who had filed FEMA disaster relief that were victims of the Thomas Fire in California between the dates of December 5th, 2017 and December 5th of 2018. Many of the activities of government are available to the public through public records and public record access, with the exception of 9 exemptions that may not be available to the public, and those typically have to do with information that is requested by the public that may compromise national security or compromise the safety of the citizens and and all that is entailed in the 9 exemptions. Those types of requests from the public will not be released for the public to see. When one is requesting information from a government entity, it should take a good amount of preparation and ability to identify what type of records you are trying to request, so that you can get it comprehensively and get exactly what you like from the government entity. In this case, with the Thomas Fire, we are going to request the locations of the claims in the multi-county jurisdiction of the victims of the Thomas Fire in Ventura and Santa Barbara County. Determine the type of loss, the ownership status, the cause of the damage, whether it was a fire damage, full loss, or smoke-related damage without the loss of the structure, personal property item descriptions, the damage levels, and then what type of reimbursement each applicant received when they did apply for FEMA disaster relief for the federally claimed disaster. If you are trying to request information from a federal agency, you will go to foia.gov, where you can access all the information that you need on how to access or report or request information. Starting with foia.gov, you can go to this webpage and begin and start your request. And since we are going to request information from FEMA, we can type it in right there. Below here, it actually has processing time as well as all the information available for contacts in the department, including the agency's mission. And also, when you are looking and requesting, prior to requesting the information, it may be already available depending on the type of information you're looking for, and the agency's website will have public communications so that you may be able to just access what you're looking for already. And here we are at the FEMA website. You go ahead and go to online submission form and begin your application process. At the top, you're going to select the department, which is going to be the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and begin typing in your contact information, your location, requesting personal records, and moving through the simple questions and in moving towards describing exactly what you're looking to request. And I spoke briefly about what we're looking for as far as claims that were distributed to victims of the Thomas Fire and what those claims look like, and the amount that was allocated to each individual that received that funding. Also, you can elect to pay up to a certain amount if there are fees incurred, as well as if you want to even try to expedite the process. And it's pretty simple in requesting information, so it is definitely on the individual to do the research and get a clear and concise request in this online application so that you can get what you're looking for in a timely manner. According to the FEMA Freedom of Information Act request page, responses for simple requests are approximately 20 days. For a complex request, similar to what we requested in this tutorial, when you're requesting a dynamic amount or a large amount of information, average wait is about 112 days to receive that information. There's also a 39% denial percentage for information, probably due to the exemptions where information just is not going to be available to the public depending upon what people are requesting. And then interestingly enough, there's a backlog of 103,000 requests for information that are, and the FEMA entity has a higher than 99% of backlogs requests for information. In conclusion of this tutorial regarding the Freedom of Information Act and requesting information from a federal agency, there are processes to request information, and the public has every right and the ability to look deeper into an organization and what they are doing, and to ensure that they are being transparent and that they are doing what is in the public's interest and are acting ethically. Not just at the federal level, but at the state and local level, it is important for public administrators and public employees to understand that these accesses do exist and that all activities within an organization is done with the public's interest in mind, and in the case that they are scrutinized and the public does request any type of information that goes on within that organization. Thank you.